Dear viewers, welcome to this YouTube channel. In this chapter, there will be an explanation on the meanings of the planets 7, Saturn, as follows. Saturn 7. Saturn 7 is an inauspicious planet and is the most vicious planet. It can be very harmful but also very beneficial. Has primary meanings of deep thoughts, consideration, working slowly, high endurance, hard work, agriculture, farming, and is appropriate for hard labor. For external factors it represents lands, houses, farmers, black color, and lead. 1. Saturn 7 is Tanu-Sed. Saturn 7 is Tanu-Sed implies that the native is full of thoughts and considerations. Concisely, without referring to the dignity and bhava or house, it is a subject that is separately described. 2. Saturn 7 is Tanu-Lak. Tanu-Lak, or the ruling inner house planet in Tanu Bhava. It implies that the native is full of thoughts and considerations. Furthermore, the native is sluggish, steadfast, tolerant. The native will be good at hard work. No matter what dignity or bhava the planet is in, the native will still possess these characteristics since they represent the innate character of the native. If it relates to the ascendant, it will be more obvious since these traits will be demonstrated. If it is unrelated to the ascendant, these traits will not be demonstrated and therefore unobservable. Though the person still possesses these characteristics deep inside as inner talents and innate character. The dignity and the bhava are also involved. If it is in karma bhava, the native will always be obsessed and busy with work. Though if there is no work or is not forced by necessity and Mars 3 is not ascendant related, it implies laziness. Most importantly, do not forget that when Tanu-Lak conjoins with other planets, the native's habits and skills will be affected according to the meanings and dignities of the planets. It doesn't matter how many conjoined planets there are. For instance, Saturn 7 is Tanu-Lak and conjoins with detriment dignified Mars 3 in a non-ascendant related bhava. The native will be constantly diligent, but this will not lead to any productivity. For other cases they are similar to the cases for the Sun 1. Saturn 7 that conjoins with the ascendant will have distinguished meanings according to the planet's primary meanings. Namely, the native will be full of thoughts and considerations, sluggish, tolerant, etc. It does not matter what dignity the planet has. Only the details will be different. Even though Uranus 0 is conjoined with it, the meanings cannot be changed to the opposite, but can become somewhat affected. Saturn 7 conjoined with the ascendant and has exaltation dignity implies that the native is full of thoughts. Additionally, these thoughts are very thorough and time-consuming. Saturn 7 is debilitation or detriment dignified implies that the native will have repetitive and confusing thoughts. Saturn 7 is Moha Chakra dignified implies uncertainty in considerations. Normally, the native is not very thoughtful, but under certain circumstances she will be able to consider very carefully, even more so than exaltation dignity. Saturn 7 is positive or neutral and relates to the ascendant. It implies that the native is full of thoughts and considerations as well as being slow. If the planet is neutral, these traits will be in adequate level. If it conjoins with the ascendant and has domicile dignity and as Tanu-Lak, or Tanu-Sed, they must also be included. If the dignity is exaltation, the native will be full of thoughts and considerations in a constantly high level. Mahachakra implies that these traits are not remarkable in normal circumstances, etc. The degree percentage depends on the relation, conjunction, opposition, sextile and trine. As a positive planet that relates to the ascendant, it is considered auspicious for consideration, carefulness, hardworking, lands, houses and farms. All of them are appropriate and will lead to prosperity. Saturn, 7, is positive or neutral and is unrelated to the ascendant. If it is not related to the ascendant, it implies that the native normally is full of thoughts and considerations, but they will not be observable. Even though they are not observable for the peers, these traits still exist on the inside as inner talents according to the meanings and dignity of the planet. Though the bhava has to be included like any other planet's cases. As a non-ascendant related planet, it is considered inauspicious. Even though it is a positive planet, it will not become as successful as it should be. In case there are competitions for certain matters, the native will be in disadvantage compared to the ones that have it as an auspicious planet. These matters are, for example, lands, houses and farms. Saturn, 7, is negative and relates to the ascendant. The native is full of too many thoughts and considerations, which can be considered as scattered and repetitive thinking. They are observable. The degree percentage depends on the relation, conjunction, opposition, sextile and trine. As an ascendant-related but negative planet, it is considered inauspicious. Auspiciousness is a neutral word. When it is positive, it is called auspicious. When it is negative, it is called inauspicious. A negative planet that encourages demonstration of negative behaviors will not lead to popularity amongst the peers. Saturn, 7, is negative and is unrelated to the ascendant. If it is not ascendant related, the native will not think much and therefore lack of consideration and carefulness. She tends to do things first before thinking. If it is Tanu-Lak or Tanu-Sed that conjoins with the ascendant, it will become equivalent to the case of negative planet that relates to the ascendant as mentioned earlier. As a non-ascendant related planet, it is considered inauspicious and negative. Furthermore, it does not encourage demonstration of behaviors and therefore will not lead to popularity amongst the peers. It is not recommended to pursue related careers concerning lands, houses, farms and hard work, since they will not be successful. 3. Saturn, 7, as external factors. For external factors, it represents lands, houses, farmers, black color, and lead. The person that these things are auspicious for is the same as in the cases of the Sun, 1, that was mentioned earlier. For Saturn, 7, with its pair can enhance or suppress another planet's influence. Saturn, 7, has primary meanings of being full of thoughts and considerations as well as being slow. It can also affect other planets' influence. For instance, when it conjoins with its kindred pair Mercury, 4, friendly pair Rahu, 8, or elemental pair the Sun, 1, both of them will be enhanced. On the other hand, when it conjoins with its enmity pair Venus, 6, both of them will suppress and harm each other. As a result, their influence will be weakened. 5. Saturn, 7, has influence over the strength of the house. Bhava or house will become strong or weak depending on the dignity of the planet. It doesn't matter if it is a large or small planet. If Tanu Bhava has Saturn, 7, that is positive and conjoins with the ascendant or is Tanu-Lak, the native will have a strong horoscope according to the dignity of the planet. Therefore, life will become successful in an easy way. When the horoscope is weak, it would still be alright. In case Kadampa Bhava, the financial house has Saturn, 7, that is positive as an outer house planet or as the ruling house, the native will be wealthy according to the dignity of the planet. Therefore, the fate of the native may differ depending on the dignity of Saturn, 7. Moreover, when the dignity is negative and the relation is different, it will lead to an entirely different outcome. The bhavas too may also affect the outcome. **** Observations on Saturn, 7. Saturn is considered the most vicious planet and can either be very harmful or very beneficial. Although there are some positive sides of it which can be divided into two cases as follows. The original horoscope has beneficial Saturn with almost no negative sides. Not considering the dignity of the planet, which can either be beneficial or harmful depending on the house or bhava it is in. In terms of transiting planet, Saturn is considered very harmful to the degree of disease, struggle, or even death. On the other hand, it may give a highly beneficial impact to the point of having a very lucky fortune. See Predicting Transiting Planets. Please stay tuned for the upcoming episodes.